In this video, I'm going to show you how to install a CPU and your heatsink. The first step will be to press down this lever on your motherboard so the retention plate can go up. Just note that if you have an Intel setup, the pins will be directly on the motherboard, and if you have an AMD setup, the pins will be directly on the processor, so be careful on how you handle it. The next step will be to make sure you align the motherboard socket with the processor. This would usually be indicated by a triangle symbol on the bottom left hand corner, and it will pretty much apply to any CPU regardless if it's AMD or Intel. And then we just place it down. Make sure you just place it down very gently. No need to press on the CPU, otherwise it could damage the pins. And we just push down the retention plate and push down the lever and move to its side. And that's pretty much it for installing the CPU. Now, to install our heatsink properly, we first need to apply some thermal paste. Now, in general, it's a good practice to only apply a conservative amount of thermal paste, as adding too much would be unnecessary and it would cause a mess. After applying your thermal paste, we can finally install the heatsink. And in this case, we're going to be using a stock cooler. And if you're using a stock cooler and other types of coolers, you generally want to align your 4 screws with these holes on your motherboard. After you align your heatsink, make sure you turn the 4 corners so it gets locked in place. And don't forget to connect your CPU cooler to your motherboard. This will usually be indicated by the lettering CPU fan. And hopefully this guide was helpful.